everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about LOC do's and don'ts. If you are interested in this sort of content, please like, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with the do's, and I've got my little list right here so I don't forget, because these are so important. For me, these are things that I have learned during my journey so far with LOCs. So we're going to start off with the do's, and the first do is to make sure that you have a clean scalp. Okay, this is so important. With LOCs, the more you leave your hair to get dirty, the worse your problems are going to get. For someone like me and others out there that experience having a lot of dandruff in their hair, a lot of oily scalp, I will personally say, do what is best for your hair. If your hair needs to be washed, wash it. Don't just think, okay, I washed my hair 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, however long it is, and think, oh no, I need to wait because, you know, someone told me that I need to leave it for this amount. No, wash it, because you are going to experience build-up. Trust me, I have been there, done that, and it's not going to be it's not going to be a nice experience for you. So personally, for me, if I see flakes and I look at my hair and it's just like, okay, I can't scrape this out, I need to wash it. So keeping your hair clean will benefit you in the most amazing ways. You will see your hair will go quicker because the scalp is not full of dirt and grime and buildup. Just make sure that you are looking at your scalp, tending to your scalp, and just understanding what your body needs. If it's that wash, just give your hair what it needs. Basically, you are going to see the benefits of that. So keep your scalp clean, please. So my second do is to moisturize your hair daily. So this is something that I like to do because it's just nice to be in my hair. I look in the mirror every day and I'm just like, okay, I'm loving my locks. I get to moisturize them. So whether you moisturize your hair in the shower and you don't wear a shower cap, this is really popular. You let the water and the fumes just absorb into your hair. Whether you're using water, if you're using a mixture of oils and water diluted, or if you've made your own sort of concoction, I see a lot of people do that too. This is all great for moisturizing your hair every day. So just take the time. I usually do it in the morning. I just get my spray bottle and my oils, and I just gently put that in my hair. Again, I don't use too much because we don't want buildup, but I use just enough to keep my hair healthy and moisturized throughout the day, especially if I'm having it like this. As you can see, it's out, and when I go outside, it's very cold. I live in the UK, so you know, you want your hair to be moisturized and not crispy and dry, especially the ends too. So keep that hair moisturized. I don't know if I'm hearing things, but anyway. The next do is to look after your body with the food and beverages you put into your system. Now, I don't think a lot of people remember, okay, and this isn't even trying to say in a shady way, but the body is like a machine. When you start putting artificial things into your body cannot process that artificial substance because it doesn't recognize it. And even though it does process it, because it has to process it in order to break it down and for you to, you know, poop it back out, it's not processing the right nutrients and ingredients for it to thrive and for it to be healthy. It's like that. You will see your body is going to run a lot more smoother. You're going to feel fitter. You're going to feel lighter. You're not going to feel as dense. I honestly feel like when I started eating a lot better and drinking water, my scalp wasn't as oily. My skin wasn't as oily. I didn't have as much breakouts. My dandruff was reduced. And the thing is, no one's perfect. So I slipped back into eating those foods because they just taste so good. But then I said, hold up, no, because now look at my body. Now look at my skin. Now look at my hair. Now look at my locks. Like, it's not going in the direction that I want. So if you are starting your locks, I know a lot of you eat right, but there's a lot of us that don't. And we have to remember, when we are picking up that burger, we have to realize, is this going to positively or negatively impact my results in what I want to see? It took about a month to see those results because it had to take a whole cycle for my body to flush out all of those negative toxins. and for the good and healthy cells to now show, and it's evident. Like, you know, I can see it, maybe you can't, but I can see a difference. And that is what really encouraged me to eat right during my journey, because of the results that I saw. So that's something that you can keep in mind if you want to, eating and drinking right. So my next do is to find products that you love and stick with them, and to find a routine. So let's say, for example, in the month of September, I use aloe vera gel, and that aloe vera gel holds my retwist in. And then I go on Amazon and I start buying a bunch of products, and then the next month after that, when I do my another retest, I use another product, and this product doesn't do my hair any good. It doesn't hold the retwist, it's oily, it's caused buildup. Look at your hair. Your hair is not thriving how it's supposed to, because you're switching out products every so often, and your hair can't get used to that routine. So it's okay to find new products, but when you find those new products, say to yourself, okay, does this work well on my hair? If the answer is yes, okay, this product is now going to be a part of my routine. If no, leave it. It's kind of like, you can find new products because you want to find what's best for your hair, but you want to keep that routine, you want to keep that product with you. If a product works really good on your hair, don't just say, okay, it works well, but I want to try something new. No, use something that works really good and cooperates with your hair, because it will help establish a healthy routine, and it will promote your hair to grow a lot quicker as well. So for me, I am on that journey. I am quite new to the game, but I still tried to keep the same routine just to help it be more simple. You know, locks are meant to be a simple and easy journey. You don't want to overcomplicate it and start adding a whole bunch of products every single month, because it's just not going to be best for your hair. Okay, so my next do is to take care and have patience when you are doing your retwists and you are going to pop your locks. I cannot really like, honestly, I cringe so much when I see oh my gosh, I hate it when people like pop the locks. It's really cringy to me, but it has to be done, especially during your early stages. I'm at 5 months, and if you watched my previous video on my 5-month lock update, I explained how now I don't really have to pop my locks as much, but especially during the early stages, like month 1 and 2, I had to really unmarry the roots because they were really tangled. So take care. If you're using your fingers, gently separate your locks and use moisture. Do it on damp hair. Don't do it on dry locks. Please do not do it on dry locks. Use a comb, part it gently. Just have that patience, because when you're doing your retwist, I know, been there, done that. You get to the beginning, the front of your hair, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm nearly finished, and you just start rushing through, like you just can't wait to finish because your arms are aching. No, slow down, take your time, and just part gently, because when you start popping and breaking your locks, you're going to see breakage. And what's that going to do? That's going to make your hair not grow as quick as you want. So make sure you are taking time with your locks. Love your locks, appreciate your locks, and don't just go around breaking and popping locks because you're frustrated. Use moisture and take care, please. Okay, so the next one is probably going to hit home for a few people, but I had to deal with it, and it's a bit of a mental step you have to take. But do not listen to what other people say. So I have a family member that isn't really too fond of locks. You know, I grew up and I used to hear locks are dirty, locks are stinky, the people that have locks don't wash their hair, you know, moldy, very ignorant mindsets. You are going to come across people that just don't like locks, and you have to be okay with that. You have to understand that this is my hair, it's not your hair. And I started my locks because, first of all, I love locks. Second of all, I can appreciate the beauty in locks. And third of all, it's my journey. Leave me alone. Don't get discouraged by what other people say. Just do you. You might have a mother that is really she just hates locks and she doesn't want you to get them, but is it your hair or is it her hair? It's yours. You need to remember that when you are doing your journey, it's not for anybody else. So you need to take a mental step back and just remember that you are going to get negative comments and also stereotypes as well. You have to be quite, you know, strong-minded, build that mindset that you can't you can't what's the word that I'm looking for? You can't please. That's the word I'm looking for. You can't please everyone. Not everyone is going to like what you have going on, but it's not their life. Why do you care? Okay, so the next do is to love your edges, okay? Because I know we've seen horror stories of people who overstyle their hair, and they'll have their hair in a style that is literally dragging their edges in with the style. Not every day we must, drag our edges and, force them into a style. Sometimes just let them be. Sometimes just drag your edges out of the actual style and just let them hang. You don't have to always have it tight in with the style. I know it looks neat, it looks crisp, but we have to think about our edges in the long run. We want our edges to be intact and not have bald spots. So if you are someone that likes to have your edges, laid and whatnot, a little bit of gel is fine, but when you are tucking it into the style, it can cause breakage. So also massaging, as well as the other tip is to massage your scalp, massage your edges too as well. That would really help. Okay, so the next do and the final one is to inspect your locks. So lint is a thing, mold is a thing, and we want to really avoid those. So I look at my hair and sometimes I might see a little bit of fluff in it, and I'm really happy that I caught it in time, because if I didn't, it would have been wrapped in the lock. And then you'll start to see, if you leave it and you don't take out, and you can even see there's a little bit of glitter in my hair. So if you look at your hair a lot, you will see, okay, my hair is looking a bit weird today, what's going on? And when you inspect it, you might see, okay, there's a lot of lint in it, you want to take it out. You don't want it to build up, because it can get wrapped inside the lock and it can become really hard to take out. So the more you look at your hair, the more you are in your hair and just really observing it, you will notice changes, and if there's any bad changes, you can prevent it. Oh Lord, now we're going to move on to the don'ts. The first don't that I have is, do you want thicker locks? If the answer is yes, do not over manipulate your hair. Do not over style it, because that will equal to thinning and breakage. Have you ever seen someone's locks that are really thick at the ends and then the thin roots are like holding on for dear life? That is due to probably putting their hair in buns a lot. That is due to pulling and over styling. I know it looks nice, it looks fresh, it looks clean when you've got that, clean cut retwist, but you have to understand that locks not every day is going to be clean and cut. You're going to have days where you're going to have frizziness, it's going to be bushy, but that is what's to come with locks. So don't overstyle every single day trying to retwist to make it look neat and fresh. If you are someone that is a bit self-conscious about that, I would definitely advise using headscarves. Headscarves have saved me during my lock journey sometimes, because there are days where I wake up and I'm like, what am I gonna do with my hair? How can I go out like this? Like, my hair is just looking crazy. I would have one sticking up here, one sticking out there. So when I have my headscarves, it allows me to look cute and pretty without having to deal with over styling and using products and things like that. So yeah, invest in a headscarf, or if you're a man, invest in, I don't know, do-rag or something like that, or I don't know, or just maybe embrace having the hair crazy. I don't know, whatever floats your boat, but do not overstyle your hair. So my next tip is to get your hands out of your hair. So even though this video is made for you, I'm also kind of telling myself this, because I have to learn. These are some things that I need to stop doing as well. But it's nice to feel that texture, and I'm like, you just want to feel your hair and just like be in it because you love it so much. But don't touch your hair. So an example of this was the other day. I was, fiddling with my hair, especially for people that like to daydream, or you might have anxiety. This is a way of like, this is just a habit that you have. I was touching my hair, and then when I looked in my hand, I had some hair in my hand. And if you keep on doing that repeatedly, you will notice breakage, and your hair won't grow to as quick as you'd like, and as long as you'd like. So fairy knots are the little things that you see at the ends of locks, they will, if you leave them alone, they will eventually curl back up and go into the lock. It'll make your lock thicker and longer. But if you are touching your hair, you're going to break off those fairy knots and those end pieces, leaving your hair a lot, ignore the nails, leaving your hair a lot thinner than you intend. So get your hands out of your hair. So this next tip is for those that may be a bit heavy-handed with products, or if you're a product junkie like me and likes to buy a lot of products. Don't use too much on your hair. Less is more. Remember, simplicity in locks is beautiful. So if you are someone that likes to use a lot of products to make your hair smell good or something like that, or if you use a lot on your loose hair, you cannot do this with your locks, because you will get product buildup and you will get a dirty scalp, and you'd have to wash your hair more, which you don't really want to do if you don't need to. So using less products will go a long way with your lock journey. It's just better to avoid using clumps, especially on the roots, because you might get mold even. So yeah, just make sure you keep it light, keeping it simple, but also moisturize too, but just not overdoing it. So my next don't is to avoid leaving your hair damp for long periods of times. So I've mentioned it before during this video about mold, but leaving damp hair for a very long time can cause your hair to smell a little bit and go into mold if you do it repeatedly. So if you like to sit under the dryer, that's great, because you are letting your hair dry properly, especially if you've got really long and thick locks. A lot of moisture in the lock for a long time is not going to do your hair good. So I would advise sitting under a dryer, or for me, I use my blow dryer and I just go over with my hair, and then when I want to retwist it, I add products to make the lock damp, but it's not water, so it's not gonna like stay there for a long time. It will soon dry out. Like the product, it looks wet, but the product will dry. But if you're just like washing your hair and you come out the shower and you're just like, or you've kind of like half-hearted dried your hair, so you thought you dried it but you haven't dried it properly, and your hair's still moist and it's still wet, and then you go to bed and your hair's wrapped, it's not a good thing. You need to let that hair either air dry, especially if like in a hot country, you could probably do that, let your hair dry naturally. But in these cold countries like where I'm from, I need to dry my hair properly, because it will lead to things like mold, and we don't want mold. And last but not least, my don't for this video is not wrapping your hair at night. I have seen a lot of people walk around with lint in their hair, and I'm like, boy, I know you didn't wrap that hair. Because if you are using bonnets, especially satin anything, boy or girl, please use satin. You're gonna see lint, wool, pencil shavings. You're gonna see anything that is attached to your hair. Come on, look at our hair. It's, you know, very porous, so hair can easily get stuck in our hair. It can't just slide out. We have to keep our hair wrapped at night. If you're someone that hates wrapping your hair, then use a satin pillowcase. That will help your hair slide and not get tugged or dragged on anything like cotton. So that's another alternative. If you don't like headscarves, you can just use that satin pillowcase. But for me, I've always, since growing up, always wrapped my hair, regardless if I had locks or not, just to give it that protection, because my hair is delicate. 4C hair, our hair is extremely delicate. It's the most delicate, so we have to take time and care with it. So that's pretty much everything that I have right now for do's and don'ts for people that are starting out or people that already have locks. Take these tips into account, because they will go a long way with your lock journey, and you will see a lot of benefits and quicker hair growth with these tips. So if you liked today's video, please like, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions that I didn't answer in today's video, please drop it down below. I will answer every single one. And yeah, thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.